I mean, that's a bit more traditional. But now the pressure is on. Team Fire, will you let the side down? Or, there we go. That's a fun champion. I can accept a Skarner.
That's a steal from Clearlove, though. Clearlove loves going back to the Skarner, but we get the Shaco locked in. Very fun champion to see played, especially with the changes.
I love it. I love it. And
it's not Teemo.
Oh, it's locked already.
Okay, this is great.
Faker did not ban Aatrox, so he can actually pick it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Aatrox the equivalent of Teemo, but in Korea?
I mean, Faker always bans Aatrox as well because when he was over here, he just bans the first champions on the list. So usually that's like Garen Galio over in Korea, I think, because they spell him differently. Aatrox is what he was known for to ban in Europe. Basically, whenever or in North America, rather, whenever there was a Aatrox ban, you knew you were playing against Faker.
The funniest part of that was people actually started banning Aatrox themselves to force dodges because if they didn't want to play with their team, you ban Aatrox like, oh crap, it's Faker, get out of here.
All right, take a look at some of the other picks really quickly. Draven, Tristana, Maokai locked in. I don't know if you can hear the crowd in the background at all, but Ebi over on the Spanish stream just lost it with the Maokai lock-in. It was his main that got him all the way to Diamond, and it's what he was going to pick if I had banned Renekton.
Unless that's a Maokai support or mid or something, it's unacceptable.
I mean, they're probably picking for themselves at this point. I don't think we need to swap to rush picks. I mean, I don't think in a fun mode everybody's going to go for a Maokai steal, so it looks like Maokai mid versus Brown.
Zed for Faker!
Or for 1 OP.
Oh, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing.
Gotta be Faker.
It has to be. There's nearly no doubt in my mind. So, does Pekka run Yi mid?
No, I think he's going to play like Maokai mid, is what it looks like. I think it's going to be Clearlove jungling that, but who knows? Maybe it is going to be Yi. It's so hard to tell,
Esport after all.
I actually can't hear what they're yelling.
Maybe Paco.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Rengar locked in. I have no idea where anyone's going.
Oh, so it is Faker on Zed, Brand Support, Skarner, Jungle Teemo top. That makes more sense.
Okay, so Albus is actually going to play Ignite Exhaust Rengar support. It is Peke with the Maokai mid.
It is a really strong level 2 power spike champion, like no joke. Like dealing with a Rengar support, you just step away from it, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
If you solo kill Faker with Maokai, I mean, you deserve it. It's TP Maokai as well. Look like actually they're setting up for a big bot lane fiesta as well. Double TP here versus 0 teleports on the side of Team Fire.
One thing I have found though, you can't TP if you're dead, which sometimes, sometimes can work out for the other team.
I mean, Soaz is also carrying that Ignite because that's what top lane Shakos do. They don't need the flash necessarily.
Yeah, the Q becomes a pretty low cooldown, and I'll be interested to see what he actually maxes and stuff, because I have seen a lot of different ways that people have played it. I've seen Box getting maxed, I've seen Twin Shift getting maxed, so there's a lot of different ways that people do like to play it.
There is still the new part of the meta where at least these guys will have some knowledge of what's happening level 1, because unless you have an Iron in your game, you can always see where the jungler starts because he needs a leash so badly to get the sexy level 3 timing that you can always see which side is getting ganked from the minimap.
This is going to actually be a super good leash for Clearlove. With double boxes, he probably doesn't even need to smite if he doesn't want to.
So options for Clearlove then. Decide where he wants to move. Rainova's already picked up that first Spire. We'll have to track how well he can play on the Skarner, and if he decides to build anything other than tank, though I'm not sure Rainova knows how. Even in the fun modes at All-Star, in all the games.
I mean, Skarner, you have to build tank.
You can go Triforce first, though.
Yeah, you can.
I'd love to.
I have seen some Warrior Triforce stuff. Even at Worlds, I think we saw one game of that. So it is something that is kind of legit, but even just going tank, it's going to be really effective, and it'll be really tough for someone like the Yi to deal with that pre-QSS, right? If you're a squishy champion like this and you get grabbed up as the Shaco or the Yi, you're going to get popped.
I don't want to make any predictions here, but I think there's going to be a level 3 gank top because Soaz just gave the most royal of leashes. That's like the ultimate spa treatment for his jungler. Right now, Alba is looking for those massive resets.
Hop, 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 hop. It's so funny. All of the autos on the leaf continues to do it. More jumps. Well,
oh god.
Celebrity's being jumped on by Uzi. This could be first blood. A lot of damage going down, but 200 HP for Celebrity and Rana B.
Rana B just flashed back towards him.
Flashback to reality, dude. The pain is still here. I think he wanted to exhaust Albus, but he just misclicked his summoners.
Oh, this is so obnoxious to deal with. Every time you go forward, Albus is just leaping and hopping and skipping. And Oh, there's just no way to get away from that.
Ronald P is looking for the outplay potential, though. He's playing Cryocore Brand.
Oh no, he has Ignite.
Oh, Peke!
The flash fake has already used the Ignite. Could look for the execute. The Ignite!
Oh!
The tick! Peke survives!
He bait the flash. Peke all calculated, of course. Walks back in.
I don't know if this part's calculated.
Gets a passive proc from his auto attack to just get a little bit of help there.
Still holding on to that teleport, so no summoners for Faker.
All right, Ronald P.
Look at that bomb ticking away. Albus gets stunned up. Exhaust comes out. Celebrity. The bomb pops. Defensive hop away from Albus, and he stays alive.
Can we have a moment to just sympathize with Soas? He gives the Ultra Leash, the king of leashes, to his jungler, and Clearlove says, you know what? I'm used to playing with mouse. I don't think you understand, buddy. There are no ganks coming to this top lane. He has 5 CS.
Yeah, I'll just leave that Shaco up there lane against Teemo. That's a fun time for everybody.
Sounds like fun to me.
If there ever was a player from the EU top laners who could theoretically hand himself in the top lane, Soros is going to be one of those guys. He's going to have a lot of time to prove himself, though. As Celebrity and Uzi trading.
Albus gets caught.
A lot of
Oh, he's
damage.
going down.
He did,
That's
baby.
going to be a solo kill, first blood.
The Icon gets flashed as Ron P and Celebrity are able to take down first blood against Uzi and Albus.
Yeah, who would have thought? Ronald P was basically faking it. He was acting like he didn't see Albus in that brush, then just quickly turns around and gets stun combo.
This right here, if you're gonna play Yi, you need to learn this gank. This is called the I'll hold the wave. Part 2 of the gank, I'll push the wave.
It's also so brutal that Impact is running the most evil of Teemo skins to celebrate the ending of All-Star, because he's a figurehead. He was on that gigantic Team Fire animated video.
Yeah, but look, man. This is the stuff that scars top laners for life. If you're off-rolling jungle and you don't get a leash, because somehow some jungler did this to one of the top laners. Had him leash 2 camps in a row with boxes and then just never visits the wave into a range versus melee matchup. I pity Soas, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. A lot of damage onto Peke, but Fake It gets chunked down by all the minions.
Oh, Soas is teleporting back and he's on the verge of being dove. If they actually pull that off, Jesus, that would be so unfortunate. Clearove right now pathing mid though.
Yeah, no Death Mock available for Faker, but he's got the ability to Shadow Dash over the wall. Look for the clone, look for the clone. Easy peasy Traveler, even leaves Clearlove behind. Waits for the Alpha Strike to finish.
Yeah, and Peke didn't have his flash, so he couldn't actually get flash root and set that up. But even if they got it, I'm not sure they would have killed Faker
No.
there. They don't have too much damage. He hasn't even based, so he's going to be pretty weak at this point in the game.
Yeah, just sitting on that Hunter's Machete, taking a look down the rest of the items. Uzi's got a cult, minus 20 CS for Soaz, teleport used as well. No real surprise.
I want to see the level 6 spike here for Uzi though, because you can actually insect with your Stana. So I want him to hop in, or flash, knock him towards the brush, but then Albus dunks them. That is like the ideal scenario combo.
Or alternatively, hop in, get stunned by Brand, die instantly.
That we'll call method 1 the Crepo approach and method 2 the quick shot approach. And we'll see which one.
No,
Uzi
he's not running Ghost in a useless matchup.
You know the worst part is, I was so nervous about my Roots of Masteries, I forgot to look at my summoner spells. Like, it's such
Happens.
a rookie error.
Playing on
Such a
stage.
rookie. First time.
Yeah.
Did not do myself proud. Couldn't be much worse than that, so...
No, that's definitely true.
Impact's being pushed back, though. Scared of those jacks in the boxes.
Yep.
Ron P's going to set up Albus, and again, there's just like a gentleman's agreement. Support on support. ADC on ADC.
Yeah, Albus wants to jump in whenever Q is down, so he can at least survive.
Rain over has
Albus
his
has full velocity
ulti.
though.
He really does. Albus is going to get impaled and pulled backwards. Looks like it's going to be a trade 1-for-1. Albus goes down. Uzi, Rocket jumps forward, gets the flash. We jump up to the top lane. Soaz is going to get dropped down. Impact is running for his life, and the Hallucinate not going to be able to pick up the kill.
Oh, there's a Yi coming his way though. Clearlove, as Soas is dead, he's probably going to wait for the kill credit to expire and then even out the CS here, or the kills.
Still flash available. Flash into Alpha Strike. Wuju style thrown down.
He's blinded.
Impact is just getting so much HP back as well. He's going to be able to survive.
Don't worry. This is, like I said, this is part 2. I'll push the wave.
Oops. Do some AoE. Failed the gank. Pushed away for you, buddy. Here's Faker.
Oh, let's see. What can Faker do? Deathmark and Igniters up. Clearlove begins channeling the Meditate.
Clearlove can juke out of Faker's ultimate, so I don't think he's going to commit out of that one.
Nicely done. Sorry, Clearlove. He throws Soaz under a bus, and then while Soaz is just getting back up and recovering, pushes him off a cliff.
You know, it's more of a no-rush 20 champ, you know? You're not trying to do anything too early here. You're scaling, you know. We'll see if we can pull off anything nice later.
Yeah, so I was trying to pull a freeze here. It's like, if you ain't ganking and push him out lane, I'm parking the bus. I ain't moving. I'm done.
Oh, what a tough situation. 33 CS, an Amp Tome and a Ruby Crystal. How's Albus doing? He's got that Sightstone picked up. No real fun items yet. Rainova's got a Sheen though. That's a good sign. It could go Frozen Fist, or it could go Triforce, which is what we're hoping for.
Yeah, Frozen Fist is actually pretty decent on Skarner, so I think that's reasonable. Triforce is a lot more aggressive, but pretty good too.
I love that Rainover also has like 52 CS. He's like rivaling the lanes in terms of creep score.
Working on his favor. Pekka, on the other hand, being pushed in under pressure again by Faker. No real surprise.
Expect hit with the Maokai. 1 CS lead. Let's see, in fact, blind.
Running in there with Highlander.
Is that a gank in the top lane?
Just going to deceive in, and that was just very, very easy.
It's a lock-on. You convince the enemy top laner that you're not coming to gank him.
Next level strategy is being unveiled here. 8 minutes of bluff into the final gank. Jump onto Celebrity, looking for that bowler strike. Albus is not fighting it because he just gets insta-stunned. This is the quick shot, remember, in jumping in, getting stunned, and getting dunked.
Yeah.
They take him down, and Rainover doesn't even have to pull the ulti, so he can make a return later if he wants. And with Impact dying, he doesn't have TP, so Soaz can catch up on farm pretty quickly here, especially if you can pull off a return gank. If you kill someone without TP, they walk their way slowly back the lane, and then they're waiting in the tri-bush, and you get dove again.
And you know. And then Peke ready to challenge Faker here.
A lot of support resistance. Yeah, Team Fire bringing numbers to equalize. Clearlove doesn't have his ultimate, and Pekka actually just TP back to lane, so he can't really make any big plays there either.
Yeah. So as a stealth being, I love this in generally in pro play, but when you're running TP champ, just run down the mid lane or the bot lane, make a gank and then teleport back to the top lane. Super unexpected. He is spotted on this ward, however. Looking at Faker. This could have been such a good play if there wasn't that pesky little ward.
Yeah, pesky little ward indeed. Soaz deceives over the wall. Still hanging out. If Pekka can lock down Faker, no. Flash as well as that clone.
Oh.
Not going to work out.
I wish Uzi had his ultimate available because he could actually go for the insect. Looking for a lane gank from E here, but not working out.
Yeah, I think he maybe was waiting to see if Skarner would show up as well, try to do a counter gank, but Pekka is actually starting to bully here. He has so much armor.
Yeah, pretty good trade. Soaz going to throw down the hallucinate, should be able to deceive forward, but the ignite, the poison, the blind, too easy. Pekka looking for the kills. Deathmark is out. Pekka chases, he misses it. He doesn't get the explosion.
Poor K.
So close for Peke. Faker ends up walking away with the solo kill in the blue buff though.
Same for Soaz in the top lane. If you want to fight a Teemo, you need to bring a sweeper to the party. You need to guarantee that these traps are disabled. No shrooms. Surprise, you could have going in though for Faker. Shadow's available.
Alpha strike,
Drag him.
Gets in, and that's just so easy.
I was hoping for Faker to drag Cleveland under the turret, but turns out he probably used the W to farm.
Yeah, I think he used the shadow just to try to push it out. I shove that wave. Clearlove picks up the wave, picks up the kill. He's 2-0, doing pretty well for his team, but is actually getting out farmed pretty heavily by Rainover, which sometimes can be a little bit
what is the goal
because of the types of camps you do take.
I actually talked, I think it was with Kobe about this earlier in the week. So 82 CS to 62 is currently a 300 goal difference, and of course that is thanks to the new pre-season gold adjustments in the jungle camps and creep score. So you've always got to hit X, double check exactly what the variation is.
And Soaz looking for Rainover. I don't know if this is a fight he really wants. We'll see if he can take it.
Level 8 to level 9. Impale is up for Rainover. Soaz is running for his life. Get the blast going if you can. Sends them backwards. Here comes Peke. Soaz stays alive for a few seconds before the poison takes him down. Peke's forced to run away. Rainover escapes thanks to the exoskeleton, and Faker arrives to clean up.
He's too tanky.
Way too tanky.
Way too tanky.
Way too tanky.
Even though he's building full damage.
Yeah. Let's not get into details. He's just too tanky. Just leave it at that.
All right, Uzi enjoying that open up bot lane here. This Demolitionist takes tower aggro. Happens.
Wow, 2 tower shots.
Damage.
Yeah, he wasn't ready for the AoE from the tower to proc onto Celebrity. Celebrity took that one like a champ. Albus still hopping. Skipping. You love ganking mid. By ganking, we mean oops.
right, let's see. What he
Holding
can
the
do.
wave. I got it.
Holding
Don't
the wave,
worry.
just taxing it.
He got away. I tried.
72 CS at the moment.
Okay.
Is this a taunt? Is that what that is? If you've used Alpha Strike, you're not going to be able to dodge the death mark, but support was coming from Pek here, so I
It
guess.
was an elaborate ruse.
Yeah.
Faker, man, too good.
Yeah. If I can read that, then Faker's definitely not fall prey to that one.
Faker knew the hybrid AP Maokai was coming in.
Hybrid AP Maokai jumping back in. Pek wants round 2. It's not going to work out this time, right? In actual fact, he's running away nearly instantly. And Clear still leaving Soaz out to dry. Will find himself face to face with the Rainover. Impale is available as well. Albus and Uzi instantly back away. They actually didn't look to start that fight. There's not a lot of hard CC in this lane.
Yeah, I don't think it's a fight they want. I mean, if Rainover goes in, they can actually just run forward onto Celebrity, who is like 2 hits of health, right? And then it's like, ooh, what am I doing here?
Oh, here we go. Vision
there
of
they
Celebrity.
go.
Exhausters down, Celebrity's in trouble, flashes away. Albus has already used his Pyroclasm.
Clear love.
That's not going to be able to kill Albus. Under the tower, Clear Love is meditating. Uzi's rocket jump forward, still can't get the kill.
Oh, no.
Rasputin alive, finally goes down, and Celebrity with a double.
Nobody focuses the Draven for the reset. Clearlove was so desperately looking for an Alpha Strike reset in the mid lane. Xpaco has fallen as well here. Faker with the solo kill. Ooh.
First tower blood, 7,000 gold lead, 14 minutes into the game. Dragon's gonna go the way of Team Fire.
Alright, let's look at this again. Faker sees Xpeke. Not a solo kill, we lied. Rainover came to assist. Look at Faker. He knows that he can press ulti on the kill target. Man, this guy.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Look, guys, I'm pretty new to this whole patch and new meta, but I do believe that an 8,000 gold lead at 14 minutes, generally speaking, means that there is an ever so slight lead for Fire.
Yeah, I would say that's accurate. I'd also say SOAS down 2,000 gold, 0-3 in the top lane. This is generally when you start question marking your jungler.
I was gonna say exactly that. This is one time where it legitimately is potentially, or is the jungler's fault.
Oh, it's always the
comes
jungler's
back up.
fault.
Oh, here it is for redemption. So I can't even get
The
close.
blind, Meditator's up. Look at that mushroom damage. Clearlove cleans up.
Takes the kill though, walks away. Bon Pete or Scar.
Ah, yeah. He's in the building actually. I'm sure he just hung his head in shame. we'll have to ask him on Periscope. That's where he's been hanging out all day. So Always is now lingering, gets caught out by the mushroom. Faker's gonna be able to prick this. Living Shadow forward.
Where's the Q?
Let's
Where is
find
he?
out.
Is that
We'll
a
find
Q?
out. No.
Nope. Is it a
Where'd he
same
go? Where'd he go? There we go.
The best trick is to just shadow step in place and just wait for people to run in every direction.
You know what? We have to give major props to observers for that. Keeping the vision toggled so we don't see Soaz. We're guessing, just like Team Fire is guessing, the unsung heroes of the broadcast.
The observers have been doing an amazing job. They did it earlier with the Vayne plays as well from Double Lift. I absolutely love it. And I have to point out, from my boy Rainover, he's building damage. Lucidity boots, he's got the Triforce. Where's the hate now? Quick
There's
shot.
no hate. It's pride. There's enjoyment. It's All Stars is leveling up Rainover.
All we needed him to do was just lose the tournament and suddenly he could start building right.
I will admit the tank Rengar, not my favorite.
Debatable. Support Rengar isn't working out too much either for Albus.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, who'd have thunk it? It
I
looked
mean,
good,
it
though.
really,
I
the
think it's
level 2
actually
power
viable.
spike,
Level
right?
two power
Level
spike.
2 power spike.
All right, let's
Didn't
see.
work out.
Albus and Clearlove are in trouble. They're about to get jumped on. Albus, got a pair of Ninja Tabby to work with. That's it. Peck has decided to come sacrifice himself as well. Stunned, impale, dragged backwards, and Team Fire grab themselves 2 exceptionally easy kills.
Uzi must be getting flashbacks to Season 3 Worlds. BG 1v9. Guys, I'm farming. I only just got my Infinity Edge. Can we stop dying, please?
Those were the days. Give him 4 new players and he'll get you to another world final.
Yep. So was. I do love that you can dodge skills with your ultimate. Ideally, you don't use it before Zed actually uses his ultimate, however. So it's low.
We're just going to get run down again. Faker correctly predicts this time around. First time around, rather. And it's just bad to worse. So as his last game of All-Star 2016, 0-5-2.
And I have been told, Trevor, I need to relay this. Production has asked you to stop complimenting the observers. We're trying to keep them humble.
Okay, my bad. Man, I'll take it down a notch. Okay, keep your focus on Albus better when he's hopping, skipping, and jumping. All right. Let's make sure we.
Let's get some 360 no scopes.
There we go. I'm sure we can land some of those.
The bolas.
Now, as this is the final game mode, do Team Ice do something cheesy like a death bush? And just sit there and wait, because that's the only option they're gonna have left
I mean,
to them.
they got part 1 of Death Bush.
Oh, you can keep waiting.
Not already.
Yeah. The only problem is it might not be the other team that dies when they face check the bush.
Yeah.
I mean, surprise! It's a Rengar with a Ruby Sightstone.
What's he gonna do? He's gonna ward you to death. Peke versus Faker.
He's got minions though.
Got minions.
Peke outnumbers Faker. Maelstrom goes down. Here comes Rain
Look at the Dukes, look at the moves!
Oh,
Death Mark.
What was
that? Oh, this is just nasty.
This is
Rainover and Ron P.
TP
Let him-
out, Peke!
Let it be a lesson. The Faker's like, what, guys? So we're killing him?
Jump to the middle lane. Uzi and Albus, they're trying to pick a fight with a celebrity, and they'll win that one. Impact goes down with some help from Clearlove, and Peke, he survived! He survived! Peke is amazing!
Incredible. Faces down 3 of the world's best and walks
There's
away.
death in the eye. Not even Faker and his jungler take Peke down.
Not this time. But where's Pyroclasm? Already been used. Clearlove was just hiding. He's like, Soaz, bro, your problem. Zorsk goes, although, actually, you know what? Props to Clearlove this time around is a change of tune. Instead of leaving Soaz out to dry, he sacrifices himself, and now Soaz just goes and
But he learned a
kills
valuable
himself.
lesson. You don't help your top laner. Ooh.
You know, that actually confused me. I was like, hang on a second.
Oh,
Where did he go?
no!
Not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. Ignite was used already. Ron truly is OP.
Let me tell you something about observing, though. If they're not showing, like, they generally show you where he's not going to juke you.
Got it. Got it. So,
They actually spoil it.
That's true.
that's deep. That's
Plot
deep.
twist.
They actually started, when we started tracking, like, the Ash arrows, they started showing you the ones that missed, just to build up anticipation.
Oh, Faker's going for the kill on Uzi.
Will he find it? Not if he misses the shurikens. Even if those had hits, I think that would have been optimistic, but it was still an Ignite.
You have to be careful. The second those hits, he pops Ignite, and then obviously Execute from Zalti comes in.
I think it's important to note as well. Moby boots on Zed with the Seeker's Arm Guard, going for that Hourglass. I saw on Sign earlier today. That's the true next level. This is a 2017 season build. Okay, take note.
Very standard. This is something that literally everyone should be doing on Zed.
Oh yeah, Ghostblade, fantastic item in the new meta. Honestly, worth rushing. Would love to see more AD carries pick that up as well. Especially if they're on the enemy team.
Yeah. I concur.
Alright, Operation Protect Soaz is in motion. Peke is being called down. It's like, Paco, I don't have a jungler. Do you want to help me? Okay, got it.
Maybe if Peke stands next to Soaz, we can see what Team Fire decides to do. Will they just, you know, avoid Peke because of just how good he is as a player?
Ooh, Peke is ready to punish an Impact. The bait!
Both just fly upwards. Impact manages to escape using that flash. Pyroclasm bounces a couple of times, and it's Impact that gets his 4th kill of the game. Now Soaz is sticking around in the river.
He's been procced.
Oh, he's been caught out by another mushroom. Here we go, Protobelt's away and being run down by Ron OP and Impact.
He's going to turn around and try and kill Impact. Almost guaranteed at this point.
All right, he's going to have to. Rainover's looking for more. Got the Impale available. And look at this, split pushing. Albus with his long swords. Going to be pushing the middle lane with the help of Uzi.
And this is really the critical point in the game when you get that 2 longsword power spike on your level 10 support Rengar.
So it makes sense. Like, it augments your Ruby side. So first you need to find the enemy, because vision is power, and power comes with even more power if you get the longsword.
And responsibility, that too.
No responsibility.
No responsibility.
Oh, take a look at that. Clearlove survives. Meditate's going to heal him up. The rest of Team Fire coming to chase. Where is Rainover? Who will he target? Expected will be the man. Impale dragged out of his home and shut down in front of the Barcelona crowd.
I mean, there is something to say for Peke's ability to soak enemy cooldowns efficiently.
I mean, he's creating space.
Yeah.
The question is, what is his team doing with it? Doesn't look like much.
Not filling it.
All right, not this time round. All of those opportunities gone to waste. All right, Impact, can you 100-0 Albus? Seems to be the case. The poison, the ignite, the burning. Gunblade, Wits in. That is your build order. And Soaz waves a friendly goodbye as Team Fire escape with Baron. with a 11,000 gold lead. Hourglass is completed for Faker, boys.
Part 1 of the boomerang strategy is complete. This is where you throw them. Step 2 is obviously catching their throw as they go back with much more momentum. That's what Ice is waiting for. The boomerang strategy is known to fail.
Do you know anybody who's actually thrown a boomerang and caught it in real
No,
life?
that's the problem.
You see?
No.
Only happens in the movies, man.
But the theory's there, right? I mean,
On paper,
scientifically, the boomerang strategy can work.
On paper and in video games, Sivir.
There we go.
no,
But yeah, I don't know anybody in real life who's actually pulled that one off.
and that's the problem.
Now this is where we have to change our narrative. We have to look at Team Fire. They've got this monumental lead. They've got Baron. What is an acceptable time frame for them to win this game before we start saying that they are in fact bad?
Hey,
I mean, that is
we are the commentators. We have the power, so we can kind of
Okay, so
start
let's
that whenever we
define it, because you know that's whenever teams are this far ahead in like a traditional game, we start like judging their ability to close, their communication. So I would ask, like,
I mean, why don't make it a wager? Over or under 5 minutes?
that works. I can work.
See,
with that.
I think your skill is inversely proportional how long it takes. It should take you longer. It's all-stars.
Good take. Okay, so you're
Should make them suffer. Azale here, since he is the dirty NA caster, obviously approves of Ice suffering, but I say we put them out of their misery.
That's what I would say as well. So, you know, I'm saying with the closer in, meditating up, Impact's looking for the kill, but it's Faker, the dirty kill stealer. Celebrity comes in, stand aside, as Celebrity kills the local Celebrity. Pick is down, so is running for his life, looking for a reply. He just gets dunked by the spinning axe. That is the ace for Team Fire, and they're opening up the base. It looks like Team Fire agree with Creplo in terms of finishing time frame.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, are they going to stick around, or are they going to go face? You know, Faker can maybe go for a death cap next.
Yep.
See how that works out for him.
I mean, he has that Zonia's Hourglass, which makes it possible to dive the fountain. Does that laser go through it?
I think it does.
Yeah, I think it does. It does kill you underneath. We'll find out shortly. Fakers throwing out the Living Shadow. Decided not to go forward though. Uzi, another tower. Gonna be helped out by Albus, and it's Albus that gets the kill.
Part 2 in motion.
Part 2, the boomerang.
Pull him in the fountain.
Yeah. Bait him in that false sense of security.
Oh,
Open, or
Flash
is it?
engage. Peke not gonna be able to kill Rono P yet. The hourglass is up, and it's Soaz is on the board.
Finally gets a kill. Peke mastering efficiency, honestly. When you die 6 times, it's almost worth dying a 7th and an 8th. That's what he's looking for here. Look, no gold, but they used their cooldowns. Peke is the master of strategy here.
That's Garner Q. It's going to be on cooldown. They need to capitalize on this window here, Creplo. The time is now.
It's not his fault.
They need to bounce.
It's not his fault his team isn't capitalizing on the Garner Q cooldown.
That's very true.
Sometimes you create
agree
space
more.
for your team, and you need to buy in.
Exactly.
All right, Soaz gonna survive this encounter with Impact, who's picked up a Hurricane, by the way. That is actually a very terrifying Teemo. Throws out the mushroom, Soaz is gonna jump in with the clone, and Faker is just waiting over the wall. Oh man.
Kicking him while he's down. He actually was going to kill him that time.
He really was. Albus gets dragged backwards. Here comes Uzi. Support from Clearlove. That's a double kill. The shutdown. Rainover's the target. He's got no impale. Alpha strike, rocket jump, everything being used to throw it. And that's a triple for Team Ice.
Oh, Uzi just does this. No.
Oh, where's the whirling deer? Oh, great shot. Great shot.
That's the wrong way.
I don't think they can get to him, though. Clearlove's going to be able to escape this time around.
He's like,
But hey, like this boomerang, the momentum is building. There's kills,
Building.
there's
Tough,
gold,
man.
there's shutdowns for Team Ice.
favorite
Up here,
strategy.
13,000 gold behind at this point.
Cool
The
down.
lead has all but disappeared.
Relatively speaking, the axe is on cooldown.
All right,
There we go.
see 2 more kills. Team Fire, they're starting
This is what
to...
happens when you capitalize on the axe cooldown, Creplo.
Ace for Team Ice.
Hey!
Let's watch it again. Soaz obviously baiting Fire into a false sense of security here. Looking how dominant they are. It's all an elaborate ploy. Albus as well. Sacrificial Lamb here, baiting the cooldowns from Faker as Lilov and Uzi jump in. And then obviously the disrespect from Uzi basically telling me, you know what, you can get 2,000, 3,000 more gold. We are still going to win this game.
Yeah, that's that gold lead. Just sort of waving it in their face, saying, go for it, have a small donation. Have a small assistance.
Yep.
But it will not change the end result because Team Fire have 2 fire dragons.
And honestly, with a small loan of about 14,000 gold, guys could easily equalize out this game.
Very easily, in fact. And I mean, are you in a position to lend them some of that gold, Crepo?
Dude, I'm a support player. I have no gold to spare.
Faker's gonna throw down the death mark. It's locked down.
Oh,
There we
the
go!
Zonias.
That's what the Zonias is for! He's alive and goes down! It takes Peke that kills Faker in a 4v1. The rest of Team Fire are running to help. So as his hallucination is already killed. Peke and Clearlove stunned up in the Pillar of Flame. Uzi looking to kill Impact. Gets the kill. Hops over the wall and escapes. It's a 3 for 2.
3 for 2 here. Good trade. They have the security of the Nexus Tower left here. Low HP Rain over it. Still possible.
Final push. The crowd is in chance. They want Peke to bounce back.
Here goes Soaz.
Soaz.
Lorraine over shield comes up. Celebrity kills Uzi. Shuts him down. Grabs the axes. Sets his sights onto Soaz. That's 1 axe, 2 axe. The third will do it. Throws it for the double kill. Easy shutdown. Nexus turret is the focus. Team Fire with 38 kills. Extinguish Team Ice to win the battle at All-Star 2016.
And what a game it was. Meta-defining.
Honestly,
Earth-shattering.
one of the main reasons I attended this tournament was to gather knowledge. That knowledge I've definitely gained in this game, and I feel my elo will only rise after this one.
With the level 2 power spike.
Level 2 power spike
Have to capitalize.
on the Rengar.
Pair that with Illusion. Unstoppable.
Sometimes you need to learn what to do, but having somebody show you what not to do can also be a lesson.
That's why I am such a big fan of your stream.